Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael.
Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. Trailer, there's a mo, it's a beast.
Shut the fuck up! Fucker! Move! Damn it!
here. Bad luck, I guess.
There was a girl I knew. She said she cared about me. She tried to make my world the way she thought it should be. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other home. There's a long road, yeah. There's a There were so many times I would wake up and lose. Yeah, with my head spinning round, I would wait for the moon. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other home and give her one more chance to try to save my
Never has there been an opening like this in the entertainment industry. This week, Grand Theft Auto 5 pulled in $1 billion in sales in 3 days. No movie or music release has ever come close to that.
Yeah, it was hard to give up. Some things are hard to let go. Some things are never enough. I guess I only can hope. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other home and give her one more chance to try to save my soul. There's a long road, yeah. There's a long road, yeah. We were desperate. There's a long road to have each other.
And folks at home, look at this right here. Big support coming through in a way that makes sense to kick us off here. Tyler Boy 19 is in the building. This is what we love to see.
Chatted $4.99. Cherries.
Going through and really in a way that makes sense to kick us off here as we are over now 460 days of radio silence. Believe that. Since the first GTA 6 trailer one, Tyler Boy 19 is in the building and coming through in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. And as such, we're going to go ahead and get that confetti out. The lasers, rather. If it is working, the system might be down, though. Tyler Boy 19 is in the building, and he's coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. We're not able to get those lasers, but they should be working here. In just a moment once that disappears on the screen. But nonetheless, Tyler Boy 19 is in the building. He's coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. And we're in a little slump here. The fake gamers and fake fans can't be bothered to tune in, yet they love flapping gums about the show, which just proves that they're fake and phony people. But that's okay because They're outside the arena. They're not in the arena. And we're looking for substitutions to fill those benches and to get players out on the team that want to be recognized and participate in the most Kino Comfy live show and all the videos. So all you have to do is get in this chat and start moving it, and maybe you might be recognized. Tyler Boy 19, though, is certainly recognized. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. You're going to have to give me a moment because that is not working, and we're going to try and fix that here live on the air, and usually we don't like to do that. But it is not working. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and do this. And Tyler Boy 19 coming through in a way that makes sense. And I can't get the lasers to work, which is unfortunate. But nonetheless, it seems to be a little glitchy here today as we try and work this out. We're over 460 days since GTA 6 Trailer 1. No one has covered this in a live environment like we have. You won't name one other YouTuber that has been on my level covering Grand Theft Auto 6 for well over a year now. You can find people that make videos because videos do better and the ad revenue is going to be better and things like that, but you won't find anyone that has done this in a live environment. No one has done this. There's no other YouTuber that's done this that has covered GTA 6 in a live environment. World Class is number one in that department, and when the game comes, whenever that is, you will see thousands of people in here. I could tell you that right now. So you know, just know that you're here before the big storm, right? When GTA 6 is a real thing and the reality sets in that this game is coming, you will see a lot of people tune in. But right now they can't be bothered to tune in because they're fake. It's as simple as that. You can't tell me that you're a real gamer, that you're a real fan of Grand Theft Auto if you don't care to talk about it, when literally there's a trailer that's rumored to release next month. Right? That's where we got information from apparently reputable insiders that the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 Trailer 2 rather, is coming next month in April. So right now is the time to lock in, the calm before the storm, because if Trailer 2 does drop next month, then everyone and their grandma is going to be talking about it, therefore grifters, right? Why are they talking about it when it's relevant? Well, the simple answer is because they want attention. This isn't garnering attention, because no one cares about the game right now, because there's nothing new to chew on. So they're only in it for one thing and one thing only, and which is fine, by the way. It's not taboo to say that it's there's anything wrong with that, because there's nothing wrong with that. It's the hustle. That's what social media is. You fight for attention. That's the currency, is attention. And so you have a lot of people grifting and saying things that aren't true and doing whatever else people do these days on the internet. But I will tell you that when Trailer 2 comes out, everyone's going to have an opinion, everyone's going to have a stream, everyone's going to have the review of Trailer 2. Who was there before Trailer 2? Who was talking about this game in March in a live environment? Not a single soul on this platform. It's unbelievable. That's what we're talking about. Jack Bitten is coming through.
Jack Bitten super chatted £4.99.
If the lasers aren't working,
people can appreciate world class that's on our screen.
Well, I've been doing this for 5 years and we still haven't gotten our flowers, so I don't think that day will ever come. But that's okay. We don't need our flowers. We don't need people in here. We want to keep it Kino and comfy and underground, and we don't need a bunch of losers in here because there's a bunch of freeloaders that watch. I'd rather have 5 viewers that support the show and only 5 viewers than, maybe 200 viewers that just sit there and do nothing. So that's what we're talking about. Jack Bitten is coming through in a way that makes sense. We need you guys to figure this out in a way that makes sense. 460 days since Trailer 1. And still people believe that this game is coming this year. It makes absolutely no sense. But I'm going to go ahead and write it and just start believing in the hype because, well, it's best to believe in the hype because it's a lot of fun. We could argue that, well, it doesn't make sense why Trailer 2 is coming in April, but no one's going to listen. So we're going to go ahead and join the fun, and we're going to look at it, and we're going to look at it in a way that makes sense. It's been 460 days since GTA 6 Trailer 1. And Rockstar still has nothing to show for, and yet we're supposedly led to believe that this game is coming out later this year. It doesn't even have a trailer to. Now, of course, that's rumored to come next month, and we do have a new graphic that we designed here today for today's broadcast. But I will tell you that we had an unveiling of Death Stranding 2 again yesterday. I didn't cover that because, quite frankly, that game's going to be a disaster. The people that played the first game and didn't like it aren't going to buy the second game. So the sales for that game are going to be abysmal. Death Stranding 2. The only people that are going to buy that are obviously fans of the first game and PlayStation owners that need something to play and they don't know what else to play. And maybe they didn't play the first game. But unless the gameplay changes, unless the core gameplay loop of Death Stranding 2 changes, no one's playing that for longer than 2 hours. I'll tell you that right now. And even that's a bit of a stretch. I'd give it 30 minutes. So nonetheless, though, the reason why we're bringing that up, Death Stranding 2, it's coming out this summer. It's coming out in June, I believe, which is actually sooner than I anticipated. Now, the reason for that, more than likely, is because of Grand Theft Auto 6. So they're assuming that Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't delayed and that Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming out fall of 2025. You don't want to be anywhere near that, and that's why, seemingly, we're getting Death Stranding 2 this summer, June of 2025. A big game like that typically doesn't release in the summertime, but I think they had to move it up in fear of GTA 6 and the juggernaut that Grand Theft Auto 6 is, because not that that game has anything to do with GTA 6, but that game is already a game where it's like you have to love the first to buy the second, unless the whole gameplay is totally different, which it doesn't seem like it is, at least in the initial content that they put out. So they have seemingly moved up Death Stranding 2 in anticipation for GTA 6 releasing in fall of 2025. This is what you're going to continue to see as well, the summertime being a little bit more packed than it has been before with releases, because they want to move their content up before Grand Theft Auto 6. This is the biggest video game of all time. This is bigger than movies. This is bigger than you don't see it now, and that's okay, but you'll see the big picture when it comes out. You'll see the big picture when it comes out, and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to say, wow, I was right about all of that stuff, and you still won't give me my flowers. That's okay. We don't need them. You won't be able to find a console later this year if the game, of course, does come out fall 2025. The PlayStation 5 will be sold out. The Xbox Series X will be sold out. The Xbox Series S will be sold out. The consoles are going to be sold out all again, just like 2020. It's going to be hard to find a console. You don't think so? And if you want to scalp on eBay, you might want to start thinking about doing that. Buy some PS5s ahead of the GTA 6 release, if, of course, they confirm that it's really coming later this year, if they have a solid release date within the next few months. If you're a scalper, you buy the PlayStations and you throw them up on eBay, because it's going to be hard to find a console. I'm not trolling, bro. This is bigger than you think. You're not going to be able to find a console later this year. Now, you could argue, well, a lot of people already have a console. That's true. But a lot of people are jumping back in because of Grand Theft Auto 6. This is bigger than video games, okay? You're not understanding. This is a cultural phenomenon, and this is much bigger than video games, okay? It's not another Elden Ring. It's not another Monster Hunter is in Japan. It's not another fantasy game that 5,000 incels on the internet play day in and day out. No one cares about those games. It doesn't make the world tick, okay? This game's going to create opportunities. This game's going to create jobs. This game's going to change lives. You're not ready for this game. You don't understand. The amount of people I'm going to have watching when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out is going to be astronomical. The support that we're going to get, I would certainly hope, is going to be a lot better than what it is right now, because you freeloaders can't be bothered to support my content, and yet you want my time. That doesn't make sense. Would you go to work for free? Oh, Michael, this isn't a job. Well, what about a radio DJ? Is that a job? I think it is, right? What's the difference between a radio DJ and what I'm doing? In fact, I'm doing more work than the radio DJ, because the radio DJ ain't on camera. So don't give me that crap. Nonetheless, we're going to go to the graphic right here and right now. You guys need to step up and start supporting the show, otherwise we're going to pull the plug on this. It's getting ridiculous. I don't know what's happened with you guys, but some of you guys have fallen off. You can't be bothered to support the content, but you want to go to those multimillionaires and say, hey, give me some money. You know, it's like, is their content really that great? Well, they have a whole team making it, so yeah, it should be great. That's what we're talking about. Georgie's coming through.
I am buying a PlayStation 5 Pro.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? The PlayStation 5 Pro is definitely going to be sold out, because they want that extra fidelity, and I think we might be lagging here. We're going to switch a mode. But the PlayStation 5... The PlayStation 5 Pro will definitely be sold out later this year because of the release of GTA 6, assuming, of course, it actually does release later this year, which I still don't believe that it will. But we're going to put that on the back burner for now, and we're going to see what's happening this April, as Trailer 2 is rumored to drop in April of 2025, so that's, of course, next month. But Georgie is coming through, and Georgie doesn't have a PlayStation, it seems like, and he's picking up the PlayStation 5 Pro later this year when GTA 6 releases. And that's going to be presumably the best place to play Grand Theft Auto 6 on the PlayStation 5 Pro as that game. And that's a whole nother conversation as well. You know, is this game going to be $100, which I don't believe it will, but there could be an early access version. And I don't know why gamers are so upset. This is an expensive hobby. Gaming has never not been an expensive hobby. Game Pass has created more opportunities for low-income gamers to experience hundreds of titles with a subscription service kind of model. And that wasn't available in the 90s, right? So gaming is more accessible and affordable than ever. But gaming in and of itself is an expensive hobby. And if you're tight on budget, well, you got plenty of time to save up $100. I don't understand why we're complaining about price. It makes no sense. You knew this game was coming, and if it is $100, if it is $150, who cares, right? It doesn't make any sense to me why we're complaining about that. Now, 30 frames per second, I can understand why people might be upset by that, but you also have to understand, what do you want in this experience? Do you want a game where you can go into like 80 or 90% of the interiors? Do you want a game where this is going to push the absolute limits of what this medium can provide? Or do you want something that is a little bit watered down, scaled back, because they want to push that 60 out front and say, yes, we do have this game running at 60. 60 frames is not necessary, in my opinion, and I will take a locked 30 frames per second, 4K 30 frames per second with all of the bells and whistles, as opposed to 60 frames. That would obviously cut back on certain things to get the game running at that frame rate. And some people can't handle that. But you are a fake gamer if you think frames matter. Frames might matter a little bit more now than they did about 5 or 6, 7 years ago. But all of your favorite PlayStation 4 games were barely running at freaking 30 frames per second. And, Ghost of Tsushima, when that came out in 2020, y'all love that game, right? That's when a bunch of these stupid clowns came in here with that stupid game. So thanks a lot, Sony, for that bullshit. Really, honestly. And Sucker Punch, thanks a lot for making that game so that we had to cover it. And then these losers come in here and they couldn't handle someone else's opinion on that game because, well, I love Ghost of Tsushima and I'm a PlayStation fanboy. Yeah, you're a loser. Okay, you're an absolute incel. But with that said, because I told the truth about that game and people couldn't handle it, and me and the guy at CNET, we were the only ones that actually gave it a negative review. So the Biosnoy Games Media, they came out of the woodwork and said it was a 10 out of 10 masterpiece because it had great graphics. It's a generic game where you roam around, slice up some samurais, and you do that for 15 hours straight. That's not interesting to me. But it might be interesting to you, and that's okay. But with that said, and that game, mind you, did not run at 60 frames initially when it came out, and it got 10s and 10s and 10s and 9s and 9s and 9s. So what really matters? Obviously not frame rate, but you guys were like, no, Michael, it's 2025 and we need great frame rate. GTA 6 has to be at 60 frames. Well, no, it shouldn't be at 60 frames because you losers can't. You losers don't deserve it. I mean, you losers don't deserve it. You can't even see 60 frames because you can't be bothered to watch my show, which is at 60 frames, but that made no sense. But, I mean, it's really sad and pathetic. It's really sad and pathetic, that I can tell you. We're going to go over here to the graphic here. And right here, so this is where we're at right now, 460 days later. Okay, over 460 days of radio silence since GTA 6 Trailer 1. That's where we're at right now, as of this broadcast, and that could change very soon, as Trailer 2 is rumored to release in April next month, okay? Now, again, the key word is rumored because it's not confirmed, okay? Rockstar didn't come out and say that it was. Now, with that said, if Trailer 2 is planned for next month, April, Rockstar could come out at the end of this month and say, hey, yes, okay, first of all, we're going to stop talking. We're going to stop talking. I don't know if it's a YouTube thing, but the like, okay, I can't help but get distracted by it because I look at the likes and I see that they're very down. If you guys bring the low energy, you guys are energy vampires, like dead ass. I can go on TikTok right now and get 800 viewers, and we could start dancing out here. That's what we could do. And that's a lot more fun. But when we come out here and we provide you this great video game talk show like Luke Steffens does and all these other people, you can't handle it. But it's okay for them to do it, right? Because they're in a setting that you can resonate with, their basement, right? You know, you can't resonate with this because it's outside, and gamers don't understand outdoors and outside. They don't understand social cues. They don't talk to other people in real life. And so that's why they don't resonate with the show. Why is this guy outside yelling? Why is this guy so agitated? Well, I'm agitated because you guys aren't responding to the show in the way that we would like. You're not hitting the like button. You're not sharing the broadcast, and you're certainly not willing, of course, you have the means to go above and beyond. So what is my time? My time isn't being valued. because we're not gaining anything from this in terms of subscribers or anything of that nature. In fact, we're always down. But with that said, so there's very little in it for me. It's a show for you guys, and that's what you need to understand. We're not doing a show for the bigger picture. That doesn't exist. If we wanted bigger viewers, if we wanted big viewers potential, we would make videos. But that's not in my interest because my videos don't do well. They don't get picked up by the algorithm anymore or the search bar. So with that said, there's not much we can do on that side. As YouTube in 2025 is absolute garbage. They should shut the whole platform down. That would be fantastic. It's a dinosaur platform that's ran its course, and the best content was literally years ago. They don't make great content on this platform anymore. It's all the same bullshit. It's all talking head garbage, and it's ridiculous. Georgie's coming through yet. Oh, we got Ringo Starr coming through. That's what we love to see from the Beatles, mate. Cheers.
Ringo super chatted £5. People need to start stepping up in here. It's not hard to click the like button, is it?
Well, it might be for some people, I'll tell you that. I don't know what's up there, Crawl, but it's ridiculous. I mean, they tune in and, it's like, why can't we have a fun time? Hit the like button, share the show. Let's get chatty in the chat. Ringo Starr is coming through, and he's understanding it in a way that makes sense, and that's what we love to see. Now, we wish the lasers were working. We wish the balloons were working, but nothing is working right now. We're going to have to do it manually. Let's see if we can do this manually here. Let's stop doing that, and I think that might start working. Here we go. Nothing is working, so this might be a new bug here. But with that said, I think we can manually pull it out. And no, it's not working. So we're not able to do the graphics, the real-time graphics. What the hell is that right there? But nonetheless, Ringo Starr is coming through in a way that makes sense. The Mafia Old Country press release run is going to, we don't know what's going on, okay? I just told you guys Death Stranding 2 is a big release for PlayStation. They, obviously, if Grand Theft Auto 6 were not coming this year, Death Stranding would probably not be releasing in the summer. The reason why Death Stranding is coming, so Death Stranding is releasing in June. Death Stranding 2. Death Stranding 2, I'm assuming that's only on PlayStation. I didn't look at the trailer because I've already played the first game. And, it's an interesting idea on paper, but I think the execution just doesn't. You really have to be in the headspace to play that game, and you really have to be committed to that experience. And really, it's not for everyone, and I get that part. But unless they've really changed things with Death Stranding 2, and they might have, I just don't see that game doing that well. But with that said, it is a Kojima experience, and the PlayStation fanboys love Kojima. But I will say that one of the reasons, if not the sole reason, why the game is coming out in June is probably because of Grand Theft Auto 6. No one wants their game put anywhere near Grand Theft Auto 6. So you should be seeing something about Mafia, the Old Country, as well very soon as we are approaching the summer here, getting into the spring and summer. They have to put that out soon, and they have to put it out in a way that makes sense. And they have to get in front of the marketing. The thing is that it's not just the game releasing later this year. It's the marketing for Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6, the marketing is also going to be another factor as well. Because when the marketing ramps up for Grand Theft Auto 6, we get trailer 2 and more stuff to come. That's still going to put the attention on Grand Theft Auto 6 as opposed to other games that might be coming out in August or September or whenever that is. So it's still going to be a problem. You have to get your game out before this game releases, because even after the game comes out, there's going to be things that are turned on, like the online. That'll more than likely launch however Rockstar rolls it out, but typically they roll it out after the launch of the game. So that way it's a smoother rollout. But with that said, you want to put your game out before Grand Theft Auto 6, and that's what's happening with PlayStation and Death Stranding 2. They're pushing it out in June, which I don't think they would have done that if Grand Theft Auto 6 was not releasing fall of 2025. But since they are seemingly in the know, and I guess they are still under the belief that it is coming in fall of 2025, they're pushing it out rather in June. As we're talking about, Falcon Feathers is coming through.
Falcon Feathers super chatted $5. When is a good time to invest in a gaming console for GTA 6?
Well,
I may be considering buying an Xbox S or X after the Take-Two's earnings call in May.
Well, we need to see what's going on here with trailer 2, and we need to see. I mean, look, if we don't have any information by May, you know, it's not coming out this year. I mean, it's just not happening. So we have to. We still don't know if the game is coming out this year. I mean, obviously that's what they've said, but we're 460 days since trailer 1, and they have nothing to show for. Now, again, that could change very soon, as the trailer 2 is rumored to release in April. So as we get closer to the release date, people are going to be buying these consoles, and they're going to be flipping them on eBay. And you don't think that I'm right on this, but I already see what's going to happen. Because it's going to be hard to find a PlayStation 5. It's going to be hard to find an Xbox. And if I'm wrong, then, well, this game is dead. I mean, if this game doesn't have that effect, then gaming is done. This is the biggest video game of all time. It always has been. And it's way bigger now than ever before. It's way bigger now than ever before. There's nothing like it. So with that said, since the stakes are higher this time, you're going to more than likely see those consoles be sold out. And I would pick up a PlayStation 5, whenever you can. Oh, there's a squirrel coming. But we're coming back over here, and again, over 460 days of radio silence since GTA 6 Trailer 1. Trailer 2 is rumored to release in April. And really, one of the factors that I enjoy with this release is the potential of it bringing gaming back to the mainstream, because we haven't seen this in a long time. Mobile gaming has taken over. The casuals play games on mobile. That's what they do. That's the most popular thing. So to get the mobile gamers back, to get the casual gamers back, to get that audience back that isn't necessarily in the video game bubble or on the internet bubble, this is the game to bring gaming back to the mainstream. And it's been a long time since gaming has been in the mainstream. In fact, I would argue, can't remember the last time, probably GTA 5. But of course, the landscape was much different, back in 2013. But this game is going to bring gaming back into the mainstream. Your grandma's going to know of this game. I'll tell you that right now. She might not know of it now, but when the marketing ramps up and the game starts releasing, it's going to be on the news. It's going to be all over social media. This is a big one, right? This is a big one, and it's going to be bringing gaming back into the mainstream. And like these fantasy RPG titles that like 5,000 incels that have, no real-world experience, no life experience, say it's the greatest game of all time, and it's like no one's playing Kingdom Come 2. No one is playing Monster Hunter World Iceborne or whatever the hell the game is called. In comparison to GTA 6. In fact, those games are already dead. They talked about them for a week. It was flavor of the week, and now they've moved on. Well, guess what? This game isn't like that. This is finally not a disposable title because of the online aspect that's going to just keep on giving and giving and giving. So they're really building something here. In fact, this is basically a new console release. I don't know how to explain it like that, but like that's what you need to think of this as. That's how big this is. And I'm not talking about a console release now because it's like, well, the Switch 2 is coming out later this year. And I'm assuming when is the Switch 2 coming out? Do we have a release window on that? When is the Switch 2 coming out? I think it's coming out in the summer, right? So they're getting ahead of Grand Theft Auto 6. Everything is getting ahead of Grand Theft Auto 6. You cannot release your game in the midst of Grand Theft Auto 6. It is prone to be a complete total failure regardless of quality. No one is playing anything but Grand Theft Auto 6. All eyes are on Grand Theft Auto 6. It's over. I mean, it really is. And you don't get it now, and you won't understand it now, and that's okay. But in maybe 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 months, you will have a better picture of what I'm talking about. This is bigger. Some of you guys weren't around for Grand Theft Auto 5. That was 14 years ago, 13 years ago. Or maybe that was the only release that you maybe you weren't around for GTA 4, rather, because that came out in 2008. And some of you guys, you're in your early 20s. And World Class was there for all of the GTA games. We've seen the whole thing. Okay, we've seen the whole thing. And when GTA 6 comes out, it's going to be a big one. And I don't think you guys are ready for this. This isn't flavor of the week. This isn't flavor of the month. This isn't your favorite YouTuber talking about it for about a week and then moving on to the next release because they want views and clips and attention and the whole nine. This is bigger than that. This is a game that's going to change lives. I'm not even trolling. Guys, we need someone other than Falcon to come through. I mean, we appreciate Falcon, but it can't just be one guy. You guys need to come together here. Jesus Christ.
$5. If that's the case, I'll probably buy it whenever there's an announcement for trailer 2 or when it
Well,
drops.
I wouldn't wait too
The
late
sooner
because
the
the
better.
scalpers are
Long.
going to start figuring this out. The scalpers are going to start figuring this out, and as you get closer to the release, and you're going to see articles on IGN and GameSpot and all these other outlets, the scalpers are going to be buying up Grand Theft. I'm telling you right now, you can come back in 8 months, and the exact article that I'm picturing in my head is going to be published, and it's going to say the consoles are selling out because of Grand Theft Auto 6. That's what's happening. So I would, I'm not saying buy it now because you might find a better deal later this year, but I wouldn't wait too long, especially after Trailer 2. If Trailer 2 does really come out this year and they don't delay the game and it does release fall of 2025, then I would buy a PlayStation or a PlayStation 5 Pro as soon as you can, because if you wait until the last minute, it's going to be harder to find a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 5 Pro or maybe an Xbox. And you're going to have to go on eBay because the stores are going to be out of stock. I'm not trolling. You're not understanding this. You're not getting the impact of this game, and that's okay because you won't understand it. You're not going to take me seriously because you never do. So, but if Luke Steffens said the same thing, you'd be like, "Damn, he's right. That's a good point." Or Asmund Gold, like, "Oh hell yeah, Asmund Gold." We're going to be clones in the chat, and we're going to be like, "Yeah, great point, man. Oh, wow, fantastic point." You just love throwing that multimillionaire some money. But it's ridiculous. There we go. Jack Bitten and Falcon are the only guys supporting the show here. Unbelievable. Georgie as well.
Jack Bitten super chatted £5.
Jeez.
GTA 6 better have more realistic aspects. Filling up cars, going into most buildings.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we certainly hope it's the most immersive title yet, and I think we're on track for that. You look at Red Dead Redemption 2 and what that brought to the table, and I got problems with that game, but, I can still see the positives of that experience, and I can still understand that, it's an above-average game. I'm not saying Red Dead Redemption 2 sucks, but in my opinion, I was a little disappointed because I was there for the first game, and I guess I was expecting a little bit more. But with that said, this is a totally different ball game this time. Grand Theft Auto 6 is their moneymaker. It is their flagship title. It's the game that put the company on the map, the game that changed the gaming industry. It's apparently a $2 billion game. They're working with better technology now, and I think no one's talking about that. They're working with better technology now. All the consoles have an SSD and unified memory, and that allows them, and I'm not a game dev, so I'm not going to talk too much on this, but that allows them to do much more. So, and that aspect has never come into play with the previous Rockstar title because the old consoles had a slow hard disk, and that, of course, limited certain things. That's what we're talking about. Tyler Boyd's back up in the building. He popped the cherry earlier.
Tyler Boy 19 super chatted $4.99. We need you to follow the NPCs and see what they do world class.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're going to definitely do that in GTA 6. In fact, we'll go to the beach and we'll try and find the beach scene where they filmed the trailer, and we'll see how populated the beach is, and more importantly, what happens if we just kind of stand there and wait around. I mean, are they going to take the cooler home? Are they going to actually leave the beach, or is it sort of a set in stone thing? Because how are they going to despawn the NPCs? I have certain ideas on how they're going to do that, and if they want to call World Class to help take this game to the finish line, I got creative ideas on how to really despawn NPCs. We've seen other games do it, and really, honestly, it's not hard. I could tell you right now. How you despawn the NPCs from the beach in that trailer is at a certain time, they all walk to the car, right? Not hard. And that's how they eventually despawn and disappear into the world. It's not hard. That's what we're talking about. Georgie's coming through yet again.
I say the next earnings call they should announce the release date for GTA 6 Trip 2.
Yeah, I believe the next earnings call is in May of 2025, and hopefully we get something before that. That is ridiculous. I mean, there's no way that dude, if we're here in May and it's still the same old discussion and they're still not pulling the curtain back on this title, then it's just not happening. There's no way the game's coming out later this year. I don't care what they say. That's ridiculous. So I think April makes the most sense if they really want it to release later this year. They have to pull the curtain back because now it's a race against time. They don't have a whole year to just do nothing. right? It's now or it's not happening. It's really that it's coming down to that point within the next couple of months or so. Rockstar has to pull the curtain back whether they're ready or not. And maybe they'll pull it back and say, "Hey, look, we need more time in the oven." It is what it is. Or they're going to say, "Here you go, trailer 2. We took our time and we were silent for this long. We were cooking. GTA 6 releases late October, November of 2025. Boom. There you go." And now that changes the entire dynamic going forward. Death Stranding 2, a big PlayStation first-party title, is releasing this summer, which I don't think it would have released this summer had GTA 6 not have been coming out later this year. So that's a big one, and that shows you that the publishers, they got to get Mafia of the Old Country going. And they're not marketing that game either, which is really kind of odd actually, because Death Stranding 2 has a release date. It's coming in June. We just got brand new information regarding that game and of course that release date. But with that said, where is Mafia of the Old Country? And of course it's 2K. How are they going to market both games at the same time? This is what I'm wondering. This is crazy to me, actually, when you really think about it. So Mafia of the Old Country obviously is supposed to come out this summer. Now, that could be pushed back. But if you push it back, well, no one's going to care. It's really a matter of maybe they're waiting until the last minute. I think that's what's happening. I think the marketing is put on hold for Mafia of the Old Country because they're waiting for GTA 6 and they're waiting to see what ultimately turns out there. And whether they go forward on it, because there's no reason to market Mafia of the Old Country. If GTA 6 gets delayed, they can push that back a little bit and have some leeway, because they're both similar games. But with that said, they haven't been marketing that. There's no trailer 2 for Mafia of the Old Country, and that's coming out in the summer of 2025, which is in just a few months. So I don't know exactly what's happening there. But I'm assuming they're waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6, and they're trying to not interfere, because if trailer 2 for this release, it's a bad situation for that game, because, yeah, it's going to release before this, but with that said, trailer 2 for GTA 6 is going to make no one care about Mafia of the Old Country. And again, that's rumored to release next month, as that's what we've heard so far. And again, like I said, it's going to bring gaming back into the mainstream, which we haven't seen in years. I think we're talking PS2 levels of mainstream. Gaming might make more money, but it's not cool. I mean, it really isn't. And they say gaming is cool, and they say gaming is this and that. And it's like, no, the celebrities used to play games. They don't play games anymore. Now they're in the games making money. It's no longer a cool thing, right? It's gone. Like buying a console, and Call of Duty has fallen off, and they don't know what they're doing with that. I mean, it's another Call of Duty disposable title. They bring Black Ops back. They do Modern Warfare 500. They do this. They do that. It's like, how do you bring Call of Duty back and make it exciting? Well, in my opinion, you have to remake the whole damn thing from the ground up and say, look, brand new engine, rebuilt, next gen only, boom, 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 boom. I mean, honestly, that's what you're going to have to do at this point, because Call of Duty has fallen off. Saints Row is dead. Watch Dogs is dead. Ubisoft is pretty much done. Gaming is terrible right now. It's probably the worst it's ever been, and I mean it really is. But you'll have these internet terminally online people on the internet proclaim that it's not, but they don't even play games. So it's like, what does their opinion matter? It doesn't matter. They don't play games. They talk about them, and that there's a massive difference there. They don't even try games. They just sit there and yap on these forums for attention. And they just sit there and talk about, is the game woke and is it not? And it's like, that's the most boring discussion you can have. Of course, all of these games are woke. Next. I mean, honestly, the conversation should end right there. You can't even argue that these games aren't woke. They are. That's what you need to understand. They are. Move on. I mean, honestly, it's really that simple. Like, if you're going into this game and saying it's woke, it's like, well, we already told you all about that. I could tell you from trailer 1 that this was as woke as it gets. And I'm not going to get into it further, but this is a very woke game. So you're going to expect the censorship. You're going to expect, it to be watered down. You're going to expect it to be sanitized, because that's how, they can't disrupt anything anymore. It's $1 billion game. The game got too big. They had to go. In fact, the game got too big that they had to go in and clean up Grand Theft Auto 5. And I've seen no coverage. If you guys want to talk about woke, I've seen no coverage of anyone, and maybe there is coverage, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any coverage of anyone going into the new version of Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC that just came out a few days ago and looking at did they remove the NPCs, which I'm assuming they did. No coverage of that, total silence. So you guys care about the wokeness and you guys care about this, that, and the third, but when it comes down to cover these games, nowhere to be found. Fable is coming through in a way that makes sense.
Punisher super chatted $4.99. Kojima deciding to release Death Stranding 2 in June is a clear indication point that he knows Rockstar will be dropping
that's what I'm
GTA
saying.
6 in fall. It's Qming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Clearly they know something that we don't, and they should. It's Kojima. They're pushing it to June. When did the first one come out? I don't think it came out in the summer. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think it came out in the summer. And Death Stranding 2 is coming out. This is a big PlayStation 5 game. Like this is it's an exclusive, right? It's not on PC day one, I don't believe. Maybe it is. I don't think it is though. I think it's PlayStation 5 console exclusive for the PS5 and PS5 Pro, and that's it. That's the only place to play Death Stranding 2, at least initially. So this was a massive. It's a big one for PlayStation, and it could be one of the last exclusives. But with that said, presumably they moved it up because of Grand Theft Auto 6, and for some reason no one's getting that. And it just, because it's like, wow, Death Stranding 2 is coming in June. I thought that was coming later this year. Well, of course it's not coming later this year because you can't get anywhere near this game. I don't know how to keep explaining it, but it's like if you don't understand it, you don't understand it. If this game does have physical copies, they're going to be sold out immediately. And if they're not, then I'm going to be disappointed. So if this game does have a physical disc, which I don't believe it will, but if it does release in the stores, people are going to line up like the old days. This is crazy. I mean, you don't understand. This is the game that brings gaming back to the mainstream. It takes it out of this niche video game bubble that has intertwined with the internet, social, review culture and all this bullshit, and it just pushes it out, and it gets in front of all new audiences, millions and millions and millions of gamers that might have fallen out of love with gaming or have never jumped into it in a real way. Now they are for the very first time with Grand Theft Auto 6. Even if the game has terrible review scores, it doesn't matter. Because once the marketing ramps up and they have commercials on television and they have billboards and all of that jazz, the normies are buying the game. It's as simple as that. The mainstream gaming audience is back. And that's what we love to see. That's exciting. Because what's happened, and this is the reason why gaming is dead, is because they are literally catering and pandering to the internet bubble, the internet gaming bubble. That's why gaming is dead. It's not necessarily the quality of the software, but it is in the sense that they're catering and pandering to the internet gaming bubble because they want that green on Metacritic. And how do you do that? You got to make sure Digital Foundry loves your game. It's all about what they say in this little internet gaming bubble. They don't make games for the mainstream audience because the mainstream audience isn't buying consoles. They're playing games on mobile. The consoles have lost the mainstream audience. They left after PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360, if you want to push it further. They left after that era. 360, that was mainstream. I don't care what the sales numbers are. I was there. Okay? No one's talking about PlayStation 5. It's an internet darling console. That's why it's the worst generation of all time. Literally the worst generation of all time. There's nothing to play on the PlayStation 5. They make one game every fucking year. And it's like some weird-ass game, fantasy garbage that you probably already played, or it's a clone, or it's something just so bizarre. It's like, what the hell is Death Stranding 2? I don't know. You go fucking climb the Rocky Mountains. There's fucking Sam Porter Bridges, Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead, whatever his name is. We've already played the first game. A lot of people haven't because it came out about 6 years ago, but regardless, they moved it up. Like Fable said, they moved it up more than likely because of Grand Theft Auto 6, and I think that does speak volumes. And Kojima obviously doesn't, and that's a great time to put it out in June, which is coming in just a couple of months, few months. I mean, it's just crazy. It really is crazy. So that's what's going to happen. Over 460 days of radio silence as of this broadcast. Since GTA 6 Trailer 1 still isn't looking too hot. In my opinion, for this game to come out, something has to give soon, and hopefully it's Trailer 2, which is, of course, rumored as of this broadcast to release in April. That's the current word on the block. Will that come to fruition? Of course, we're going to have to wait and see. But at a certain point, they have to come out of the woodwork to hit that fall 2025 release window, because otherwise it's not happening. There's not a chance. There's not a chance that this game is releasing in fall of 2025 if they don't have a trailer 2 for you. It's not happening. I don't care what you want to, these losers on the internet want to sit there and think, well, this is how the marketing goes, and it's like, you don't understand anything. That's not how it works. They have to get this crap going months and months in advance. They can't just magically pull it out of their ass and say, here's the fucking game. It's like, that's not how that works. So this stuff has to be approved many, many months beforehand. And if it's coming later this year, then things have to get into motion very soon. Otherwise, it's not happening. Like, there is a cutoff, and it's within. I can't believe we're almost in the middle of March, and bro, we're still here talking about nothing. Like, unfortunately. We're talking about Trailer 1. We're talking about the 460 plus days of radio silence. That's what we're talking about. So we're talking about nothing in that sense. But it's ridiculous to me how Rockstar Games cannot pull the curtain back on Trailer 2 because, well, apparently they don't need to. They can wait until the last minute to market the biggest video game of all time. There's so many people that don't even know that Trailer 1 was released. There's so many people that don't even know that Trailer 1 is actually real. It could be AI. So marketing has to be stronger than ever before, in my opinion, because you have a lot of misinformation out there. You have a lot of fake screenshots. You have a lot of fake trailers. You have a lot of fake gameplay, more so than ever before. They have to combat that by saying, no, this is the official look at Grand Theft Auto 6. And how do they do that? They pump out trailers and they make it known that this is the actual version of the game. This is what our characters look like and things like that. Because you didn't have AI back in the day like this. This is totally new. And, why wouldn't Rockstar want to come out of the woodwork sooner rather than later and say, hey, look, this is what our game looks like. This is Jason and this is Lucia and this is their story. It's not what you've seen on, these social media platforms that's all fake and bullshit. So the marketing, in my opinion, has to be stronger, and it's still radio silence right now. So you tell me how that makes sense on how this game is coming out. Oh, they're going to wait until the last minute to market the $2 billion game? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you wait? Using that logic, Trailer 1 never made sense then. Why would they show us Trailer 1 in late 2023 and then go silent for 460 plus days to then just wait until the last 6 months to market this game, a $2 billion game, by the way, rumored anyway? That doesn't even make sense, because with that logic, why would they put out Trailer 1 in late 2023? I honestly need you to put that through your head. You could ask a Harvard graduate, and they wouldn't even be able to crack the code on that one. If they don't need to market the game until it comes close to release time, then why do they put Trailer 1 out in late 2023? Why didn't they wait until later? Doesn't make any sense at all. I think the roadmap changed, and that's what happened. I think the roadmap changed. I think maybe the marketing was going to be more of a traditional marketing, and they were going to put out multiple trailers and screenshots or something to help, to say, hey, yes, this game does exist. Fable is coming through yet again. This is what we love to see.
Fable La Punisher has just tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. Also a reminder to one day will reveal all t-shirts in Tau. Remember there were 2 dates, the 12th of March 2025 which was Trailer 1 date, and the 4th of January 2025 will be for Trailer 2? April Fool's Day Trailer 2?
Yeah, that's the current rumor. I don't... and I said this earlier. I said, well, if Trailer 2 is coming in April, you're going to know before April, right? Like, unless they're waiting until the very end of April, which could be the case. You're going to know late March, early April what's going to happen. And if Trailer 2 is coming out in early April, then presumably they're going to have a build-up to Trailer 2. Like, I don't think they're just going to drop Trailer 2 and say, hey, here it is. I mean, they could go down that road, but I think it would be, at this point, it would make more sense to build that hype for the big release of Trailer 2, because it's been so long since Trailer 1. Now, if they released closer together, they probably could have just dropped Trailer 2 out of nowhere and said, here it is, and everyone would have lost their minds. But now you're at a point where they've waited so long, over 460 days, that in my opinion, they have to build up Trailer 2 now, just like they did with Trailer 1, and they announced it weeks before it actually came out. So if that's the case, you're going to know potentially by the end of March what's really happening. IAD is coming through. This is what we love to see.
I at super chatted $5. April Fool's Day brothers will win in a few weeks. You'll see.
Well, we certainly hope the curtain is pulled back because it's getting ridiculous at this point to especially believe that this game. I mean, if we're still having this conversation April 10th, it's over. Like the game is not coming out. I don't know. I mean, it's just like, dude, you can't. Like, bro, when are you going to pull the curtain? Death Stranding 2 is coming out. Curtain's been pulled back on that one. They're pushing it up because they think GTA 6 is coming later this year. It's better to be safe than sorry. Because even if GTA 6 gets delayed, you know, they're still good to go. But if GTA 6 doesn't get delayed and they announce that Death Stranding 2 is coming in the fall, well, then that game, no one's playing it. No one wants to play as Norman Reedus, Steve fell off. You know, they should have made those games during the popularity and the height of the Walking Dead when it was actually big. But they waited so late that, you know, he needs new gigs and new jobs, so he does video games now. IAD is coming through. That's what we love to see. We got Fable coming through in the building, and in a way that makes sense. They're waiting for the Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch 2 is releasing before. You know, that's the thing, too. The Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out this summer, isn't it? When did the Switch launch? Early? I guess it doesn't matter when consoles launch, but typically they launch, you know, the Xbox 360 came out in November, the Wii came out in November, the PlayStation 3 came out in December, the PlayStation 4 came out in, I think, November, PlayStation 5 came out, so they usually release in the fall, you know, near the end of the year. Now, of course, Nintendo, they like to do things a little bit differently, but the Switch 2 is seemingly getting ahead of, literally, like, if the Switch 2 came out at the same time this game did, no one would buy Switch 2. No, I'm not even trolling. Except the Nintendo fanboys. Ringo Starr is coming through yet again.
Ringo super chatted £5. It's pretty obvious they are waiting for the Switch 2 announcements.
Okay, buddy.
After that we'll get trailer 2.
But you guys are really, really. Why does the Switch 2 matter? What does the Switch 2 have to do with anything Grand Theft Auto 6? You're saying the Switch? You're saying Rockstar is scared of the Switch 2? Okay. So you're saying, okay, so when is the Switch 2? When is the Switch 2 unveil? I mean, they had that teaser trailer. Everyone forgot about it. But there's a big Switch 2 thing coming up. I think it's next month, right? So you're saying Rockstar Games is going to wait until after Switch 2? I mean, unless it's coming for that console, I don't see why that would. I don't see why that would affect this at all. This game is not coming to Switch 2 as far as we know. I mean, maybe later on down the road. And if it does release for Switch 2 day one, I mean, that would be insane. I think that would be awesome. Might pick up a Switch 2 then. That'll be my reason to buy a Switch 2. If it did release for the Nintendo Switch 2 GTA 6, I think that would be fantastic. You could take GTA 6 on the go because it's not going to be on PC. So you won't be able to play it on those PC portables. Switch 2 would have zero sales if it came out the same time as GTA 6. Well, that's why the Switch 2 is releasing in the summer of 2025, I believe, right? It's not releasing in the fall of 2025. GTA 6 is releasing, Switch 2, rather, is releasing in the summertime. Everything's coming sooner rather than later. You don't want to be near this game, even if it's Call of Duty. I think the new Call of Duty will probably push up as well, or they might stay in their slot. But with that said, probably late October, November. But it really depends on GTA 6. I mean, it really depends on GTA 6. Who's going to buy the new Call of Duty as opposed to GTA 6? You got one option, right? Which game do you buy? I mean, honestly, we could do a poll right here, right now, and it's like, would you rather buy Call of Duty? What's the new Call of Duty? Modern Warfare 5 or some shit? Who knows what they're doing with it? I mean, who even cares anymore? I'll say this, and it's an unpopular opinion, and it's not a contrarian take. The new Call of Duties have been garbage. Ever since Modern Warfare 2019, they've all been garbage, and that's an overrated game too. they're just TV show campaigns. That's all it is. It's like some stupid TV show that you'd watch on television. It's like this isn't a Call of Duty campaign. Go play the old Call of Duty campaigns and come back and tell me that these new campaigns are even worthwhile. They're not. Oh, but no one plays for the campaign, Michael. Okay, well that's probably true, but no one's playing for the multiplayer anymore unless you're just getting into Call of Duty because that's stale as hell. And Warzone's dead. Warzone is totally dead. Now they're bringing back the old map in April. Everything is coming sooner rather than later to get away from GTA 6. You don't want to put anything out when this game comes out. Like the whole month has to be clear for this game, because if you put your game out near this game, it's going to flop. It's just not going to do well. No one's going to be paying attention to your game. Even the Call of Duty sales are going to be impacted. Even the FIFA sales are going to be impacted. Even Madden sales, which of course Madden is coming out. I'm assuming August, so it's not going to be. I guess it won't be too impacted, but I mean, if you can play football here in this game, it's over. Madden is done. This is the ultimate game. That's what we're expecting here. Look at Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The amount of activities that you can do in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is unbelievable. They got missions for the trucks. They got missions for the airplanes. They got missions for the trains. They got missions for this. They got missions for that. They got the whole nine. It's the total package. And then GTA 4 comes along, and they basically gut it, and they say, well, we're going to go in a different direction, and we're going to go with HD graphics and physics, momentum, physics movement system, and things like that. And that's fantastic. But in terms of content, a lot of it got cut. And they haven't recovered since. I thought GTA 5 was going to learn. They were going to combine the best of both worlds. They were going to take the content of San Andreas and what GTA 4 brought to the table, the physics, the graphics, the whole nine, and fuse them together with GTA 5. And it didn't happen. GTA 5 was another hollow game. You roam around Los Santos, and maybe that was the point because LA's fake, but you roam around Los Santos, and it's a snooze fest. You can't go into, they downgraded the interiors that you could go into. Go watch the Crowcat video. It's a great documentary on both games. And we can't see that. We can't see that again in GTA 6. Everything has to be above and beyond expectation. The combat system has to be much more robust and richer than it was in GTA 5, which of course that got downgraded as well from GTA 4. I mean, everything has to be just miles and miles. You have to bring the A game here. There's no excuses. NCAA football is coming in June. There's a new Battlefield around March or April of 2026. The new Battlefield looks like trash. I've seen gameplay of the new Battlefield, and the only thing that I thought was interesting was the destruction, but quite frankly, the new Battlefield looks like an Xbox 360 game. Fable is coming yet again. That's what we love to see.
Fable La Punisher super chatted $4.99. The world will physically feel the sheer greatness of GTA 6 the day of release. The biggest and the most important release of a product of all time. Cherries emoji.
I don't think this generation understands. Because it's not clicking yet. It's not real. They don't have trailers in front of them. A lot of people are starting to doubt if the game's coming out. I still don't know if it's coming out this year. I'm still on the belief that it's not happening later this year. I hope I'm wrong, and I want to be wrong. We want this game later this year. I don't want to wait until 2026, because at that point it's going to be like, well, who really cares? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. But Fable is coming through, and I just don't think this generation understands the magnitude of this game. This game is going to literally change lives. Like, you're going to see new content creators pop up because of this game. And everyone is going to be just... We're not getting it, and it's just I don't know what to say. FT is coming through hard and strong with the 10.
FT super chatted 10 Canadian dollars. Do you think another game will step up if GTA 6 doesn't pull the curtains back?
Well, I think they would have to wait for that official confirmation to then do that. Yeah, there might be a game that is ready to go, but they're waiting, and maybe they haven't announced it or whatever the case may be, but if that happens, they're going to wait until there's official confirmation on what's going on with this game. So there's a lot of really, this game is holding the industry hostage. Grand Theft Auto 6 is holding the industry hostage. That's what's happening right now because publishers are afraid to move their chess pieces because they don't know what's really happening. It's a big question mark. And again, it's better to be safe than sorry. So therefore, you put the game out in the summer if you can and get it away from fall of 2025. That's what has been officially said, fall 2025. So everyone else is going to follow that and say, well, since GTA 6 is coming out fall 2025, we're pushing Death Stranding 2 to June, which that would not release in June, more than likely, if GTA 6 wasn't coming out. So that's where it stands. No, they don't get it. And Fable, I said, I don't know if you were listening, but Fable, all the consoles are going to be sold out. You can go to the store when GTA 6 comes out. You won't find a console in the store. And online, it's going to be sold out as well. Not even trolling. And right now, you don't understand this. You can't see this, but the PlayStation 5 is going to be sold out. The Xbox is going to be sold out. It's going to be hard to find a console. The game isn't on PC, so you don't have to worry about that. But you're not going to be able to find a console when this game releases. It's not going to happen. You won't be able to find a console because there's going to be all new players, all new gamers that, wow, there's a new GTA game. And how long? It's been so long. Okay, wow, we need this, right? We got to experience this. This is big. Okay, they go out and they buy their first, this is the system seller. This is the system mover. This is why the PlayStation 5 exists. For GTA 6, really, honestly. That's the only reason why I have it. If they canceled GTA 6 right now, there would be no reason to keep the PlayStation 5 because you can't name one good game that's coming that's actually worthwhile. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And yet again, IAD is coming through, plowing hard.
I at super chatted $5. The last console I have is the ancient PS4. What is the preferred console I should get for GTA 6?
Well, right now it's looking like the PlayStation 5 Pro will be presumably the best place to play GTA 6. I would probably go with the PlayStation 5 Pro. That's probably going to utilize some of the AI image crap, and it might have a little bit more of a solid frame rate, and utilizing that extra horsepower that it has. So if you want the best, I'm assuming the best place to play GTA 6, if it of course does release later this year, is going to be the PlayStation 5 Pro. I don't see any other console. The Xbox Series X is pretty good, but the PlayStation 5 Pro is better, and I think that's going to be the best place to play GTA 6. I think the PlayStation 5 Pro. But most people are going to play it on... FT is coming in here hard and strong, homie.
FT has just tipped 20 Canadian dollars through Super Chat. I wouldn't be surprised since Leslie Benzies wants his revenge on Rockstar and tries and pushes his game to be a contender, but we'll see. BTW GTA 6, the hype is real right now.
That's what we're talking about. FT is plowing through hard and strong with that massive $20 super chat. You'll love to see it. And that's what we're talking about. We'll go ahead and try for the lasers again, but that's just not working right now. But I will tell you that even Leslie Benzies is coming out with the big fuck you to Rockstar. And he's putting out his game is everything. This summer is going to be crazy, homie, because the Leslie Benzies game, and everyone's waiting for GTA 6, so they kind of want to get their fix. They want to play something that's kind of similar, and obviously, but Leslie Benzies, this is his big FU to Rockstar because they felt they had their whole fallout and stuff like that, but even that is supposed to come in the summer. So you got Mafia. We're assuming nothing gets delayed or nothing gets pushed. You got Mafia this summer. Mafia Old Country. First Mafia game in 5 years, I believe. First Mafia game in 5 years. If you want to go back to 2016, because that was the brand new one, Mafia 3, well, then that's about an 8-year wait. So with that said, Mafia Old Country this summer. Death Stranding 2 this summer. Leslie Benzies game this summer. 3 big games right there. And those games, I would argue, if, we're not getting it in here. And I don't understand. I don't know how to articulate this. the PlayStation Store is going to be down as well. So good luck downloading this game. They're going to literally have to come up with a new system. No, I'm not even trolling. They're going to have to come up with a new system, and they're going to have to do waves of they're going to have to do, there's just no way. Bro, imagine if they say, hey, you can preload GTA 6 now. Everyone's going to rush to the PlayStation Store. The servers are going to crash. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to do waves of preloads for Grand Theft Auto 6. We've never seen anything like this before. I'm not even trolling. You're going to have to probably join like a wait list so that you can then preload Grand Theft Auto 6. Because there's no way that if they said, hey, you can preload and pre-order today, that the PlayStation Store would be working correctly. You're talking millions and millions and millions of people. Everyone that owns a PlayStation 5, for the most part, is going to be jumping onto the PlayStation Store. That's going to make it crash. So they're going to have to develop a new system where it's like, well, this is crazy. You're going to just see things that you've never seen before with this game, and I'm not trolling. I'm going to be right about all of this. If I'm wrong about all of this, then gaming is dead. Like honestly, if none of this happens, if the consoles aren't sold out, if the PlayStation Store doesn't go down, well, then gaming is dead. Then no one cares. Then we can officially say the game is dead. Because that's what has to happen. The mainstream is coming back with this game, and that's exciting to me because the internet gaming bubble has really just destroyed gaming. They cater and pander to Metacritic. They cater and pander to the internet gaming. Fable is plowing through hard and strong, homie. Holy motherfucking shit, that's what we're talking about.
Has just tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. Also kudos to Rockstar for dropping their flagship titles on consoles first.
Yeah.
They clearly love and respect their games and want to preserve it with high respect and seriousness. Masterpiece Incorporated.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, you don't want to put this one out on PC day one or anywhere. I would say at least a year or so between console release and PC. You put it on PC, it opens up, right? Regardless of whether or not they want it to. You put it on PC, you're opening it up, and, it just you got to keep it preserved, like you said. You got to keep it preserved, and how you do that is you lock it down on consoles that can't be hacked in that way, where they can go through the game files and things like that. I mean, I don't know if that has changed, but I don't think the Xbox Series X is hackable. PlayStation 5 might be to a certain extent, but you want to keep it. You want to keep it pure, and you want to preserve the integrity of the work. And instead of letting a bunch of imbeciles, when they get it on PC, they feel like, well, I bought the game, therefore it's my right to go under the hood and do this, that, and the third to it. And it's like, well, it's not a car, guys. I mean, you buy a car, you can go into the engine and, look at it, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, I'm not going to get into that whole topic. I just don't agree with it. But I think it's fantastic that this is releasing exclusively on consoles, because it keeps the online, whenever that releases, who knows what's going on with that. That's the thing. Dude. I don't even know how. I don't even know if, we're just talking about the base game, right? We're not even talking about the online and what that's going to entail and when's that coming out. And dude, that's a whole nother game in and of itself. You have to rush your game out right now. You really have to get your game out in the summer of 2025, or it doesn't stand a chance going forward. Literally, that's it. It's over. What other games are coming out later this year outside of the annual titles? That's what I want to know. Because it's a big problem to release this game after Grand Theft Auto 6, unless you wait until maybe 2028. But even then, well, there's all new consoles. It's a totally different ballgame by then. So, we're going back to the chart, homie. 460 days of radio silence since GTA 6 Trailer 1. Trailer 2 rumored to release in April. GTA 6 will bring gaming back into the mainstream. We need gaming back into the mainstream. We need these mobile gamers to transition back to consoles to make it cool and fun again. And we'll know if Rockstar does a great job. If you ask your grandma later this year, has she heard about GTA 6? And if the answer is yes, then they've done their job. Because if your grandma gets word of GTA 6, then this game has officially broke into the mainstream. And I'm assuming your grandma's not hip on video games, right? So that's going to be the turning point. Like later this year, ask your grandma if she knows of Grand Theft Auto 6. And by then, there will be trailers, and it'll be all on the news because it's going to be controversial. Like everything is changing. Everything is changing when this game releases, I'll tell you that. Everything is changing when this game releases, and Fable is on the same page in here, but I'm not sure if anyone else is really on the same page in here because you have the whole video game discussion topic is are video games too violent? And that's going to be brought back up, and then they're going to want to ban it and things like that. But it's like, well, they're going to obviously put things in place where you can't, they've already censored GTA 5. GTA 5 was censored. They've censored interiors. You can't go crazy in the interiors anymore like you could in GTA 4. So Jack Thompson already won. Look at this right here. Oscar Gomez is coming through. You love to see it, and in a way that makes sense.
$4.99. And that's the bottom line because Michael said so.
Well, I'm just ahead of the curve. I'm just ahead of the curve here. We're just ahead of the curve here. And you're going to see all of this come to fruition later this year if it does, of course, release. You're going to see the consoles sell out, and you're going to remember this, and you'll be like, "Damn, Michael was right on the money on this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." That's, of course, assuming it comes out later this year. It might not happen. Oscar Gomez is plowing through it a way that makes sense with the 5. You love to see it, and in a way that makes sense. Oscar's in the building. We need you guys to lock in. Trailer 2 is coming in less than a month, apparently. If rumor is to be believed. GTA 6 Trailer 2 rumored to release in April. Jack Bitten is coming through, and in a way that makes sense. You'll love to see it.
Jack Bitten super chatted £5. Let's hope businesses are ready the day of the GTA 6 coming out. So many people will be off.
That's what I'm saying. And I think if you're a small business, if you want to go viral on the internet, you just close shop for that day and you put a picture, you put a note in the window and say that we're closed today because of the release of Grand Theft Auto 6, and your post will go viral on the internet and you'll get more eyeballs on your business. It's really that simple. People are underestimating this game. They really are. And I don't think because right now it's quiet. Right now there's nothing happening. GTA 6 is dead, and it's like, well, no one's really talking about. I mean, they are still talking. They're memeing about it, but that's all this game really is right now. But once it becomes more of a thing, unless Rockstar really screws this up, which I don't believe that they will, at least in certain aspects. But there will be some screw-ups, obviously. We're gonna jump into the game, and we'll find things. I mean, you're gonna be able to talk to every NPC on that beach. Think about that right now. That trailer 1 scene with over 80 NPCs or however many NPCs are on the screen. You're gonna be able to talk to all of those NPCs. That's insane. I mean, that in and of itself is crazy right there. You're going to be able to talk to all the NPCs within just that scene and every NPC within the game. So there's just hundreds of hours of content right there. And we're assuming, of course, it's better than what it was in Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's a little bit more in-depth. That's insanity to me right there. You're going to be able to go around, and I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit better than what it was in Red Dead Redemption 2, hopefully. If it's on the same level, it is what it is. But the fact that you're going to be able to go around now and just talk to NPCs and stuff like that, I mean, that's crazy. We don't know what Rockstar's cooking with this game. I mean, it's just insanity to me. It's still a big mystery. This game is still a big question mark. It's still a big mystery. We only have trailer 1, and we have some artwork, and that's about it. And we haven't heard from this game in 460 days. So trailer 2 is almost like an all-new game. Like, the graphics are going to be probably better. We're going to see an all-new look at this game. It's almost like seeing the game for the very first time again. Really, honestly, because the wait has been so long. Now, if they put Trailer 2 out, if it came out in spring of 2024 last year, then, obviously at this point we would not be sick of the game, but we would have a better understanding of really what this game is and what they're trying to do and what the storyline is and things of that nature. We got our first look in late 2023 for Grand Theft Auto 6, 460 days ago, over, and it's been radio silence ever since. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I mean, honestly, it's pretty freaking crazy. I don't think there's anything else that really compares. And people are bringing up Spider-Man 2, but Spider-Man 2, Falcon is coming through yet again. You love to see it.
Falcon Feathers super chatted $5. I would strongly recommend for stock buyers to buy Take-Two's stocks. I plan on buying a few more to see how it works out. Do you invest in shares?
Well, I think you better buy a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox, because the scalpers are going to do that. They're going to flip them on eBay. So if you want to make some money with this, that's what I would recommend buying. And no one's thinking about this right now, but the consoles are going to be hard to get for at least a month or so between when this game releases and when they get more in. So unless Sony's preparing to ship more consoles. So you're going to see an outage of consoles like in 2020. I don't know how long that's going to last, but you're going to see an outage of consoles. The consoles are going to be hard to get because you can't play this on PC. It's only on two consoles, Xbox and PlayStation. It's not on the Nintendo Switch 2, at least as far as we know right now. Look at this right here. Close coming through.
Chloe has just tipped €11.99 through Super Chat. Did Rockstar or Sony say any about the 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro?
Well, right now that's a big conversation, and I already said, this is what I said, and I don't know if Fable's still in here, but this is what I said. There's going to, because right now the internet hasn't turned on this game, but the internet will turn on this game very soon, because it's going to come down to two things. It's going to come down to two things. The internet darling crowd is going to turn on this game very rapidly, very viciously. And what's going to happen is it's going to come down to two things, one or the other. Either the price point being $100 for potentially early access, which of course we don't know, but that's the crap flying around. There's so much misinformation with this game, it's unbelievable. That's why Rockstar has to get up and say, no, this is what it looks like, this is what it is, this is when it's coming out. That moment has to happen because it's getting ridiculous. Everyone's just going, well, it's going to be $100. Where did that come from? Someone's ass. Literally, someone's ass. They had an idea and they pulled it out of their ass and they thought, well, GTA 6 is a big game, therefore it's going to be $100. Who said it was going to be $100? Did Rockstar say that? Did Take-Two say that? Literally, they didn't. So I don't know where that came from, but it came from someone. Well, I do know where it came from. It came from someone's ass. And they pulled it out of their ass, and they said, GTA 6 is going to be $100. What? I mean, maybe for early access, if they're doing early access, but right now we have no idea. So I don't know where that came from. But if the game is $100, the they're not doing that because they don't believe in buying anything that's worth anything, right? They want things for free. That's the PC gamer mentality. They don't want to pay for anything. And it's like, how can you claim to be a gamer when you don't respect it? Like in that way, it's like, no, you want a freeload. And it's like, this doesn't make any sense. So they're going to get mad about that. If the game is $100, I don't think it will be, but there could be an early access, which isn't anything different than what other games have done. But if it is, if the price point was standard $100, they're going to be bitching. Okay. The second thing is, we're going to try to remember what it was. 30 frames. If the game is at 30 frames, the game is getting canceled by the internet. They're going to say it's an absolute. They're going to say it's pathetic that the game is 30 frames. They're going to say that it's inexcusable that the game is at 30 frames for 2025 and the PlayStation 5 Pro and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and things like that. But you also have to understand this game is coming on Xbox Series S, and that console is pretty limited in terms of what it can do and what it can produce. And I'm not saying that console is holding the game back, but there's no way it's going to be 60 frames on Xbox Series S. So, yeah, the game will run at 30 frames probably on Xbox Series S. There's no way they're going to be able to pull off 60 on that console on Xbox Series S as it is underpowered. So the game will be at 30 frames. I mean, they're wizards at Rockstar, but with what they're going to do here with this game, I'm going to assume that quality and content is going to take the priority over frame rate. Why do you guys care so much about frame rate? I mean, it makes no sense to me. None of these games are released at 60 frames. Rockstar doesn't do 60 frames unless it comes to PC. Now obviously GTA 5 is at 60 frames on console, but that's a PS3 game with, a new coat of paint every time it releases. So it's still a PS3 game, so that's why it can achieve 60 frames. This is a whole new game. 30 frames is going to... So those are the two deal breakers for the internet. It's the $100 potential price point and the 60 FPS, or the 30 FPS rather.
Dragon Ball.
That's what we're talking about. Dragon Ball Z is coming through.
99 cents. Once upon a time Rockstar said GTA 6 cannot happen under a Trump presidency. Could it be taking so long because they are minimizing its wokeness?
Yeah, well, that would be fantastic if they went back in and took the wokeness out of the game. I think that would be utterly fantastic. But the amount of censorship, the amount of the conversation surrounding this game is going to be insane. Like it's going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before, because there was a few games that were very sensitive, and Starfield was one of those games. People had big clashes back and forth. It's amazing. It sucks. They wanted to discuss that, and it was a big thing. But it's not going to be anything close to this. Like, this is going to be insane, and you're going to have, all these political takes on it and all this stuff. It's just so typical and standard. But yeah, the game has woke themes. I mean, Rockstar, they had to go back into GTA 5 and they sanitized GTA 5 because it actually, made some money. And I think it went above and beyond their expectations. So they went back in and they removed the Confederate flag in GTA 5. They took out some controversial NPCs and so on and so forth. So I think they're building this game with that stuff already in mind, so they don't have to go back in and scrub it, because it was too edgy when they put it out. It's a Rockstar game. We're going to make it edgy. We're going to make it controversial. We're going to say things in the game that get people's feathers ruffled. But quite frankly, this one will be developed with those things in mind, and they'll just go forward from there. Take-Two has no urgency to release GTA this year. Well, I don't believe it's happening this year. I don't believe that Grand Theft Auto 6 is happening this year. I mean, I'm still in that belief. I want to be wrong, and I hope I am wrong next month. But right now, the current rumor, and this is being backed by apparently a reputable source. But we've heard this time and time again that something is coming soon, and it never comes to fruition. But Trailer 2 is rumored to release in early April. And if you don't believe me, you can type it in right now. GTA 6, it's all over. April is apparently when this Trailer 2 is coming. And obviously, we'll know then what their plans are. Because who knows? Here's the thing with Trailer 2. They have to lock in a date. Like, there has to be a date locked in for GTA 6 Trailer 2. They can't say coming in 2025 anymore, because it's 2025. That would look crazy. Like, then the game's not coming out. So at the end of Trailer 2, there has to be a definitive release date. Like, that's what has to happen. And I think that's one of the reasons why they waited so long to put out Trailer 2, is because they have to lock that in at the very end. They have to lock in a more definitive, more specific release date, as we're now in 2025. Hey, what's going on with this game? Because, like, when I watch Trailer 2, like, unless it's obvious before I watch Trailer 2, like, what's the release date? Like, I'm still not going to know when the game's coming out. So it's like, I'm going to see all this crazy cool shit within Trailer 2, but then at the end, it's going to either be a disappointment, or it's going to be like, holy shit, this game is actually coming out this year. So that's going to be another surprise, too. If it's not in the title, it might be in the title. GTA 6 Trailer 2 coming fall, October something 2025. Well, then we'll know. But we're certainly hoping for not another dud. I don't know why Trailer 1 happened the way it did. It still makes no sense to me. It's a mystery to me. But when you put out Trailer 1 and you show us that, and then at the end it says coming in 2025. It's like, that's a massive dud, because late 2023, now we're in 2025, we're still waiting. Absolutely nothing in regards to this game. It's kind of mind-blowing when you really think about it. Like 460 days, over 460 days of silence. What is happening with this game? Well, obviously it can't be good. Something happened. There's no way that anyone would have predicted a whole year of silence, 460 days of silence. That's insane to me. I mean, you know, you could talk about the Elder Scrolls and say, well, the Elder Scrolls, you know, Todd Howard teased the Elder Scrolls in 2018 or whatever, and it's like, that's very different. That's not what this, it's a very different situation. You can't compare this to the Elder Scrolls, because Todd Howard, you know, they came out up on stage in 2018 or whatever it was, many years ago, and they said, we're working on the next Elder Scrolls, and it was a teaser title card. They didn't say when it was coming. They didn't, you know, it was obviously, anyone with a brain could have understood that, like, yeah, okay, they're working on it. Here's a teaser title card to excite the crowd. Like, that's all it was. It's not, okay, they announced the game. They didn't tell you when it was coming. GTA 6 Trailer 1 gives you a time frame on when to expect this game. Elder Scrolls, they didn't do that. So it's a very different situation. Anyone comparing that to this game, I like to block. I use the mute button and block button because they're low IQ incels. Like, you can't compare that to that, because that makes no sense. That was a teaser title card. This is a trailer. We got a trailer 1. You didn't get a trailer 1 for Elder Scrolls 6. You got a teaser title card with no release window. So no shit, we're not expecting it anytime soon. Like, I just can't wrap my head around, like, the stupid people that just want to compare the two. And it's like, well, you know, I'm an Elder Scrolls fan, and I'm down bad. We've been waiting for 8 years. And it's like, no, you haven't. They didn't give you a time frame on when the game was coming out. Did Todd Howard give you a time frame on that stage? He didn't. So I don't know what you're waiting for, but I stopped waiting immediately once I just saw it was a title card. I put that one together pretty quick, and it's like, okay, well, this is never coming, so I don't care. But GTA 6 Trailer 1, they gave you a time frame of when to expect the game coming in 2025. We're now in 2025, over 460 days since release of Trailer 1, and it's still radio silence. But apparently that's going to change sometime soon, as next month GTA 6 Trailer 2 could be on the horizon. And like I said, if this game is coming out fall of 2025, they have to get their asses in gear. Tanner is coming through. That's what we love to see.
Tanner Jenkins super chatted $5. Rockstar will intentionally delay trailer 2 since we're expecting it in April.
Well, they don't have much more time after that. I mean, it's just like, I mean, how much more time? You can't, like, it doesn't make any sense to me why you would wait until the last minute to market this game. What are the benefits of that? What are the benefits of waiting until the very last moment to market this game? So let's say they do intentionally delay GTA 6 Trailer 2 because it got leaked and it actually was planned to come in April. What are the benefits of waiting closer to release trailer? Because it doesn't make sense why they put the first one out so long ago, over 460 days ago. Why did Trailer 1 need to exist that far away from actual release date? Doesn't make any sense to me. So now they're doing the opposite. They're doing the opposite. I don't understand. That's what we're talking about. Cool Friend is coming through.
Cool Friend super chatted $4.99. These pot-smoking millennial devs and pot-smoking Gen Z bosses need to wake up and put a product out. Good or bad, it's over. GTA Slop City.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, they definitely need to put that pipe down and start getting something together here. This is getting ridiculous. GTA 6 Trailer 2, 460 days, over 460 days since GTA 6 Trailer 1, and we still have nothing to show for. I mean, I don't know. How much longer can they wait? Like, you have to ask yourself, like, so they're going to wait until June or July? Like, is that really going to be the cutoff point? Like, you have to start marketing this game. We are in the era of AI. No one talks about this, but it's like, bro, you go on all these social media platforms and it's fake GTA screenshots, and some of this shit looks convincing. So it's like, well, that's a problem. And the misinformation thing has just begun. You know, oh, the game's $100. Oh, the game's at 30 frames. Oh, the game's at 60 frames. Oh, this is what it looks like. This is what Jason does in the story. This is what Lucia doesn't do in the story. It's like, bro, none of this shit is real. There's only one source of what we can look at of the game, and it's the artwork in trailer 1, which came out over 460 days ago. Everything else is fake. Literally everything else is fake. So you got all this fan art, you got all this AI shit, you got all this, that, and the third. Rockstar has to combat that, in my opinion. And they didn't have this problem before. They didn't have this problem before, and it's like, well, you know, and you have to factor in the amount of people that maybe don't even know that trailer 1 exists. I bet you would be surprised the amount of people that don't even know that there's an actual trailer for GTA 6. I'm serious. Like, you kind of had to be in that video game bubble within a few weeks there of when it came out to, like, otherwise you would have missed it. Like, really, honestly, it's not like they're marketing trailer 1 and saying, hey, here it is, here it is. They're not reminding people that it exists. So you kind of had to be within that time frame of when it just dropped if you wanted to really see it and be a part of the hype. Otherwise, it was kind of forgotten about after that because, well, you know, Rockstar's going to go back into their hole and they're going to work on the game. And I said that back in you know, when the trailer 1 came out, I said that they're going to obviously, you know, we won't hear from this game anytime soon, but you know, I thought we would have heard something at least on the 1-year anniversary. I thought that was going to be the time and place where they were going to maybe pull the curtain back and at least acknowledge the game. They're not even acknowledging the game anymore, Rockstar themselves anyway. They're not even acknowledging this game, and it's like, well, maybe they're working hard, busting their ass, and they're crunching hard to get this game to the finish line because they're the ones that came out and said it was coming in 2025. We didn't. You know, it's not like the game didn't have a release date and then, you know, the fans pressured them into saying, well, we're going to release it early because the fans want it. That's not how that worked. Rockstar came out of the woodwork and they set expectations, and now they have to deliver on those expectations. So, you know, if they're working on the game and they're making it the best they can be, and there is a trailer 2 coming, and, you know, if that's all what's happening, which of course we don't know, but if that's all of what's happening, well, then that's fantastic. That would explain the silence. But I think it went the other way. I think something happened in the development process of this game, and it took longer than it should have. And, of course, last year we heard that some of the Rockstar devs, were mad about going back to the office. They were working from home on this game, which doesn't sound fantastic, to be honest. But they were working from home on this game, and they had to mandatory go back to the office. Rockstar was mandatory because they have to get this game to the finish line, and everyone's got to be on the same page and not, you know, drinking their soy lattes in their bedroom and bitching about American politics on Twitter. That's not getting the game done. So everyone comes back to the office, and there's a lot of people that I guess were upset because they went to Jason Schreier and they said, you know, they went to him anonymously and they said, you know, we don't want to go back to the office because it's going to disrupt the way we worked on the game or whatever the case might have been. So it's just like, well, that was obviously the delay right there. Like that's what probably screwed things up because you have employees that don't want to come back to the office to get the game to the finish line. They don't believe in crunch. They don't believe in high-pressure environments where they have to actually sacrifice a few things to get this game to the finish line. And it's like, well, if they don't believe in that, then yes, the game is getting delayed. If this is a very different Rockstar and they don't believe in crunch at the studio and they don't believe in actually working hard and they just want to, they want to play tennis in the office or whatever the fuck, table tennis in the office, well, then, yeah, the game will be delayed. Because if they're going to work on their time and in a stress-free environment, then the game ain't coming later this year. But, it depends on who's leading that team and trying to get it to the finish line. It's really that simple. But if they have no one pressuring, then quite frankly, the game won't be getting to the finish line. It's really that simple. So, I don't know what to tell you guys, but that's where I see it. That's where I see it. So, trailer 1, 460 days ago. Okay, we got a spammer here. We're gonna look for some new mods here. That I don't know why that wasn't timed out. When I have to manually time things out, that's a problem. You guys are so asleep in here, it's ridiculous. I see a guy spamming for like 5 minutes straight. Like, what the fuck? It's like, why don't you go spam Rockstar's channel? Maybe they'll put out trailer 2. Jeez. I mean, this is ridiculous. Rockstar is so intelligent they forgot to release. Imagine defending Rockstar. Well, I don't know what to tell you, but when this game becomes a hot topic, then you want me to talk about it. You see how hypocritical that is? You know, you don't care right now because no one else is talking about it. It's not a hot topic. You're worried about Assassin's Creed and is it woke and all this bullshit, and whatever else is releasing. You're worried about that stuff, but you're not interested in this talk right now. But as soon as this gets topical and current, you're going to be right up in here. You know, then you'll have an opinion on the game. That's fake. If you don't have an opinion on the game right now, you're fake. Literally, you're fake. How can you not have an opinion on this game? Trailer 1 exists. You can have an opinion on that trailer. You can have an opinion on the trailer. You can have an opinion on the overall game based off of that trailer. But to just sit there and act like, well, I don't have an opinion, and I only have an opinion once Asmongold tells me I have an opinion. That's bullshit. You're fake. You're fake, and that's what I get so sick of. It's like you guys got to play follow the leader with these shills on YouTube. Like, it's ridiculous. You got to play follow the leader with these shills on YouTube. It's unbelievable. You know, once Asmongold says it's unbelievable, you guys are going to say the same thing. It's crazy. And once Luke Steffens gets in front of his SM7B with the Titanic in the background, you're going to be listening to that word salad video essay. You love doing that. I just can't imagine making content like that. I mean, I could do it in a stream, but imagine clipping a stream and then putting that as a video. That's pretty lazy. I mean, I've done it before, don't get me wrong, but it's not something that I like to do. When we make videos, it's a separate thing. When we make videos, we want to get the point across pretty quick because we're going to respect your time. Streams are a little bit different, a little bit hangout oriented. That's what streams are. They're kind of hangout sessions. So it's a little bit different. But when you're putting out a video, you're entertaining a different audience. You're not entertaining the streaming audience, and less people are interested in streams than they are videos. So you have to entertain in a different way. You have to get the message across. But, you know, YouTube is kind of, it's a different place now. They like these long-form content, video essays that are boring as hell. These flashy, overproduced videos. I hate these overproduced videos. And, you know, a lot of these gaming channels, they're doing the same thing. They're in front of a green screen now. That's the new thing. They're in front of a green screen now. And they're talking in front of their microphone. And I've only seen one person do it correctly. Everyone else is basically copying the medicine ball guy. And they're just yapping and yapping for like 15 minutes. They're doing close-ups. They're doing cuts every 5 seconds. It's overproduced content. It's terrible, actually. And it's just bizarre content, too. It's like, I don't care about how many waterfalls there are in fucking Red Dead 2 and where they go. Like, I mean, I just don't care. Like, that's not something I would click on. Like, I'm not, especially if it's, look, if the video were 2 minutes long, I would probably enjoy that. But when you're asking me to sit down for 15 minutes and we're going to go through this whole process of like, no, just get to the point. You're wasting my time. Like, you can't tell me in 2 minutes. It just seems like it's a waste of time. So they can throw in their ad sponsorships and get more ad revenue. They can throw a bunch of ads on the damn video and then have their sponsorship segment as well. So they just have to expand it to like 15 minutes minimum. And it's like, bro, how about you make this content and then like crunch it down to 2 minutes and then maybe I'll watch. That would be fantastic. So, but these people love doing that long form content because it benefits them more. I don't need a 20-minute video on why Red Dead 2 is the greatest game or whatever the case may be. It's like, okay, tell me that in 2 minutes. Like, if you can't do that, then I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm not a fan of television shows either because that's one of the problems with television shows. Unless it's an anthology series where every episode is different, I'm not going to sit here and watch, this television show because like the amount of time it takes to get the whole story is crazy. It's like you want me to watch like 8 seasons of this to see what happens? Like, I'm not doing that. That's like weeks and weeks and weeks, if not months, of sitting in front of the television trying to get the whole story fed to you. It's like, can you do it in an hour and 30 minutes, please? That would be preferred. I'm not going to sit here and watch these television shows that are just time sinks. And it's the same with YouTube. It's like, well, I mean, if the content's great, that's one thing. But when they're just yapping in front of a green screen or in front of a microphone, it's like that's not necessarily the best content for a video anyway. I'm not talking about streams. I'm talking about video. You know, if you want to make a video about GTA 5, well, I have yet to see one that's interesting because they're all doing the same thing. They're all doing the same thing, and it's like, dude. Stream GTA San Andreas? My opinion on GTA 6 thus far is that it will be a GTA 5 clone with better graphics and maybe 1 or 2 new features. Well, then it's a disappointment. I mean, I don't understand. You know, I mean, I've seen the leaked footage for GTA 6. Most people actually probably either forgot about it or they just don't care. Or they don't think it's real. A lot of people think it's fake, and it's like, well, it's not fake because Rockstar did come out and say that, yeah, the game has leaked. But with that said, I've seen the leaked footage of GTA 6, and obviously it's in its pre-development stages. But it does look pretty similar to GTA 5, and if that's how the final game is, because I've seen the strip club in GTA 6, like it's in Trailer 1. Now in Trailer 1 it looks very different than, obviously the leaked footage, and that's a great sign because it looked pretty barren and it looked like it was in GTA 5, which isn't what we want to see. I mean, we waited so long for this game, we need to have something a little bit more than GTA 5 2.1 or 1.5. That's going to be ridiculous. I mean, that's going to be a massive disappointment. But I think it will be more similar to GTA 5 than 4. I think the driving might be a disappointment. I think the driving aspects are going to be probably disappointing to some. I think they're going to keep that arcade style, and I'm not interested in that, to be honest. I mean, I couldn't believe the shift from GTA 4 to GTA 5. The driving was crazy. Like, you had cars that actually had, they moved in a way where it's like, well, kind of realistic, but also kind of not realistic, but it was interesting to say the least. Like, the cars were swaying based off of the physics and the momentum of the car and the way that it shifted. And it's like, here's GTA 5. All of the cars feel like RC cars. It's like, what is this shit? Like, how do you go from that to that? And it's like, well, now it makes sense because it's like, well, they want this to be accessible to everyone. And a lot of people probably found the GTA 4 driving off-putting. It's for mature gamers. Not everyone can handle it. So we're going to dumb it down. We're going to scale it back. And now you're going to get RC cars where you can magically flip the car in GTA 5. You couldn't do that in 4. I mean, I don't remember. Dude, you can flip. Like, think about that, bro. GTA 5, when you do a stunt jump or you're in the air with a car, like, you can just turn the whole car. I don't believe you could do that in GTA 4. I mean, you could probably sway it a little bit, but like, you could unrealistically like it's like a disgrace to my intelligence is really what it was. It was like, wow, they're dumbing this down because they're selling out, and that's what they did in GTA 5. They sold out, and it's like, well, we're certainly hoping that Rockstar has the balls this time around to actually produce something that's actually interesting and worthwhile because I just. It's a sad situation. How they again, the Chrome-Cat video demonstrates even more than what we're talking about here. The Chrome-Cat video GTA 4 and comparing it to GTA 5 and who knows, Chrome-Cat might come back for GTA 6. Because we don't know if Rockstar is going to hit that home run, and it's like, well, if GTA 4 is still the king, like Rockstar's fumbled the football here. This is the Super Bowl of gaming, and Rockstar's got to score, and they got to do it in a way that makes sense. Flipping a car in GTA 5 was terrible, and have to flip the car back. That's what I'm saying. That maybe that's what I was talking about. Yeah. When the car tips over, you literally can press a button. You can't do this in GTA 4. When the car flips over in like, the whole aspect of the game has just changed. Like, someone should have said, wait a minute, what the fuck? Like, has this turned into a fantasy game? They made that decision, and they said, well, once the car flips over, we're going to have it so the player can press, what is it, circle on PlayStation, and you can the car magically flips back over. That's not what happened in GTA 4. Once the car flipped over in GTA 4, there was no way to magically flip it back over. Unless you turned the wheels, which made more sense. So it turned into a fantasy game. It literally turned into a fantasy game. Like it's like the biggest disrespect to my intelligence. It's like they're two very different products. It's like GTA 4 is a game for mature gamers, like for a different demographic, and everything was just like scaled back because they wanted to make as much money as possible for this whole GTA Online thing that they were building. And they do it by making it more accessible by, having the cars, like none of the cars feel interesting in GTA 5. It's like everything feels the same, and it's like that all of this has to be fixed in GTA 6. Like this is the ultimate game. Like you cannot skimp out this time around. I think for the online, they should have the button where you can press and the car flips over. For the online, you can do some of those fantasy elements, but in the single player, I want something a little bit more grounded. Okay, we want something a little bit more worthwhile, like Red Dead 2, right? Red Dead 2, you can't flip the horse back over, right? GTA 4, GTA 5 got rid of a lot of things and made the game too casualized. Little Big Planet is coming through.
Lil Big Jape super chatted $5. Hey, been a while since I've tuned in. Everyone will move to avoid GTA except maybe a potential Half-Life 3. BTW, a Silent Hill showcase just got posted.
Silent Hill showcase. Should we go and look what that is? What's the Silent Hill showcase? Little Big Planet is coming through. He says it's a Silent Hill showcase. Yeah, Half-Life 3. I mean, well, Half-Life 3, no, Half-Life 3 wouldn't sell. Guys, no one knows what Half-Life is. It's a PC gamer thing. I hate to say it, but it's like, look, on the internet, everyone knows Half-Life 3. Outside of the internet, bro. Half-Life 3, by the way. Only Valve fanboys care about that game. It would do terrible numbers compared to GTA 6. If you were to compare the numbers of Half-Life 3 versus GTA 6. And look at this right here. Shenanigan S is plowing through hard and strong with the 20. Holy shit.
Shenanigan S has just tipped $19.99 through Super Chat. The hype for this game has me extremely jaded. Every leak or slither of info, even the cover art on a clickbait article, just pisses me off. This is Rockstar's marketing strategy in the current year. Time to pull the curtain back.
I don't know who they're marketing the game. The whole notion that this is their marketing strategy by staying silent is, I disagree. I don't, they're not marketing anything. And I've heard this time and time again, even from there's a former Rockstar employee that makes YouTube videos, and he thinks he knows everything, and it's so pretentious. But it's like, dude, you were like an animator, like you don't know how the marketing works, bro. You were in the animation department, bro. Like he's just like, oh, I worked at Rockstar and I know how they operate, and it's like, no, you don't, bud. Just sit down. But obviously knows more than the average person. But come on, like. They're not marketing the game right now. There's no marketing that exists. Like, in the internet realm, it's like, well, yeah, these losers that are terminally online, they're yapping about it because they have nothing else to look forward to in their life. That's not Rockstar marketing the game. They're not deliberately staying silent because it's benefiting them. They're deliberately staying silent because they either have a strategy in place and they're gonna run the executable when that time is right, or the game has hit trouble and they're trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. There's no marketing right now. It doesn't exist. The silent game is not marketing. Like, yes, it is, Michael. People are eagerly awaiting GTA 6, and it makes it bigger and stronger. And it's like, no, everyone's forgot about this game. That's what's happened. There's no marketing right now. It doesn't exist. Because if it did, you would be seeing trailers on television, you would be seeing billboards, posters, the whole damn nine. Rockstar has stopped the marketing. They don't even acknowledge this game. There's no marketing right now. That isn't the marketing. I don't know who came up with that whole thing where, Rockstar's building anticipation by not saying anything, and it's like, that's not how that works. I don't understand who they're marketing it to. It's like, yeah, that's building anticipation for the terminally online, but these people are already buying the game or they're not. They're descriptors. Okay, so they've already made their money. You can't market the game to someone who's already bought the game. That's not going to increase sales. Like, I don't understand how that makes any sense. There's no marketing right now. It's not some genius plan by Rockstar. It's like, well, yeah, I'm sure they enjoy the conversation, but that's not how that works. There's no marketing right now, and that's the problem, and that's the concern. You could argue that, well, trailer 2, 460 days since trailer 1, and it's building anticipation, and everyone's, looking forward to it. They're like zombies, and they're just, okay, well, that's not marketing. By them saying nothing is more of a concern than it is marketing, because they've never done this before in the history of the company. So that's why it's concerning. They've never done this in the history of the company. They've never waited this long to talk more about their upcoming title when they first unveiled it. So it's a concern more so than it is marketing. But that one Rockstar guy who's on YouTube, who's an animator, I don't even know. I think he stopped talking about it because he got in trouble. The guy acts like he knows everything, and it's like, well, Rockstar loves this, and this is the way they market their, and it's like, this isn't marketing, bud. Like, I mean, I guess it is to the internet crowd, but it's the game is bigger than the internet. Okay, like it's bigger than the internet. The game reaches people outside of the internet. There's a farmer in the middle of the cornfield that's going to buy this game. The farmer probably don't go on the internet that much, especially looking up GTA 6. So with that said, that's who they have to reach, the people outside of the internet. And the silence is not marketing the game to those people, the mainstream audience. You think the soccer moms are interested in GTA 6? It ain't happening, because they don't even know it exists. They're not marketing the game right now. They're not deliberately staying quiet. They're deliberately staying quiet because they either have a strategy in place and they're gonna commit to that when that time is right, or the game is in massive trouble and they need more time in the oven with the game, and they don't know when to speak on this until the time is right. That's what's happening. It's one of those two things. It's not marketing. I hate hearing that, where it's like, well, this is a clever plan by Rockstar Games. They love not talking about their game, and it's like, no, they've never in the history of the company done this before. So I don't know where that even comes from. Yeah, they like to stay quiet, but you look at the previous releases, and it's never been like this before. The waiting, the 460 days thing is an all-new record. They've never gone this quiet before. And I don't know how we can spin that as a positive. You don't see Joe Rogan talking about GTA 6. That's what I'm saying. Once Joe Rogan starts talking about GTA 6, it's going to be a different ballgame. He might be in the game, though. They said that Joe Rogan could be on the radio in GTA 6, and I wouldn't be surprised, because it seems like they're taking inspiration. GTA fans are going crazy every time a GTA Online screenshot or artwork shows numbers and people claim to have it be a clue. Yeah, that's the thing. Rockstar doesn't do that. When has that ever come to fruition? I mean, maybe the T-shirt thing, we'll see if that comes to fruition next month. But when has Rockstar ever done that? I think you guys are just crazy. You're looking way too much into these screenshots, and you're like, well, Rockstar put out a new screenshot, and, therefore the moon is lining up in the background, and, obviously Rockstar thought this through. And it's like, no, they're not really thinking it through, dude. Like, you're on a whole different planet. Like, I don't understand why you think because new content gets pushed out by Rockstar Games relating to GTA Online, therefore it has something to do with GTA 6. Literally has nothing to do with it, but you're trying to make it seem like it has something to do with it, and that's just, like, crazy to me. It makes no sense. Like, they're not good. It's really not that deep. It's really not that deep. But when you're terminally online, you think everything surrounds GTA 6, and Rockstar's just thinking about it constantly, and it's like, no, this game's in massive fucking trouble. Like it really is. DJ Khaled? I wonder if Laszlo is going to be in GTA 6. No, he's not going to be in the game. I don't believe that is the case. I don't believe he's going to be in GTA 6. Because he left Rockstar in, 2019 or some shit like that? Maybe 2018? We need to bark more, so Rockstar Games hurry up and release this. It's ridiculous. It's the longest it's been with. It's also the biggest game they've ever worked on. You talked shit a lot before the release, and it turned out to be a huge success. Okay, this guy says it's the longest it's been without news. It's also the biggest game they have ever worked on. You talked shit about what is GOT? I don't know what that is. He says I talk shit about GOT. Game of Thrones? I don't talk about Game of Thrones. I don't know what GOT is. Ghost of Tsushima? I don't know why you're bringing that game up. That you weren't here for that. Another fake fan. Jeez. Why don't you go play Ask Creed Shadows? Why don't you go play Ask Creed Shadows? It seems like it's your type of game. So we got about 19% on battery here. 18% on battery here. We're going to have to wrap this up here soon because the power is going to be at zero soon. It could be just too much for PS5, and they might be waiting for the PS6 generation. Well, this game is coming to Xbox Series S. This game is coming to Xbox Series S, and no one is having these conversations right now. Then why is there no marketing? I just explained it. Because the game is in a spot where it doesn't... The game is not in a good place right now. I mean, well, maybe that's changed, but you can't tell me that this is a positive. People like to spin it and say it's a positive. Well, they're marketing it by not saying anything, and it's like, who are they marketing it to? I mean, that works for the internet crowd and the internet gaming bubble, but that doesn't work for the soccer mom. That doesn't work for the farmer. Not that a farmer would play this game, but I'm just saying, like, people outside of the internet, right, that aren't on the internet all day, like, they don't. GTA 6 isn't in people's faces. It's not on the news. It's not on Joe Rogan. It's not on this. It's not on that. Well, that's when the marketing starts. They're not marketing the game, bro. Like, I wish they were, but it's like, well, what is a trailer? A trailer is marketing. Where's trailer 2? Well, supposedly coming next month. Yeah, Jason Schreier. Earlier this year, he said he didn't think that it was going to release this year, that it would be probably delayed into 2026, and I still feel that way. I mean, if we're still having this same conversation in 1 month right now, and I keep saying that too, and it's like there has to be a cutoff point at some point. And the thing is, does Rockstar really? I mean, they have until fall to either say yes, the game is coming out, and to do a last-minute advertising campaign for the game, leading up to the launch, or they can sit there and they can say, they can sit there and say something. I forgot what I was saying. They can do marketing 3 months before release. That farmer will turn on the TV and see the commercial so he can buy it. Okay. Yes, they could. But why did they... Okay, so let me ask you this. Why did they show off trailer 1 so soon then? That doesn't make any sense. If they're going to wait until the last second to start marketing this game and go all in, why did they show off trailer 1 so soon? Over 460 days ago, we got trailer 1. Why did they wait that long to show off trailer? Why did they wait? Why would they show it that soon? Why wouldn't they have shown it in December of 2024 instead of December of 2023? Why did they wait that long? Doesn't make any sense. It goes against what you're saying. It literally goes against what you're saying. So they put out trailer 1 in late 2023. The target window is 2025. That's what Rockstar told us 460 days ago. And now all of a sudden, well, they don't need to market the game until the very last month. Like, I don't understand. Doesn't make any sense to me. Death Stranding 2 is coming out in how many months? April, May, June. In 3 months, Death Stranding 2 is coming out, and that's had more trailers than GTA 6. It makes absolutely no sense. Just doesn't make any sense. Considering the human lifespan, these games take too long to make. It had to do with appeasing the shareholders. Okay, well, the shareholders aren't talking about the game. Every time they call in, they're talking about NBA 2K. They're talking about NBA 2K. Rockstar always shows off the trailer 1 or 2 years before their game's release. Yes, but we've had more information between now and then. Red Dead Redemption had their trailer out in 2016 or 2017, and we got a delay before the trailer 2 came out. So there was information. There was information. It wasn't a total drought. You guys aren't getting it. Their arms were twisted because of the leak. The game leaked in early 2022, I believe, and the trailer came out late 2023. That doesn't make any sense. And why would leaks matter? The AI's taking over now, right? You know, I don't none of it makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. You can try and make it make sense, but it doesn't make any sense. Trailer 1 was forced to release due to the hacker. No, it was planned for December 5th, 2023, but I think it released a little bit early. We got to go by Rockstar's history. GTA 4 was delayed. GTA 5 was delayed. Red Dead Redemption 2 was delayed, which is to stop this game from not being delayed. Well, I don't think the game is coming this year. But the new rumor that came out just 3 days ago, the trailer is rumored to drop next month in April. That's the new rumor, and it's apparently coming from a credible source, if you believe it. So if that is true, and it comes to fruition, then we'll see. You know, we'll go from there. But I don't believe this game is coming this year. It doesn't make sense to me. It's Mario Day, by the way. Well, I'm sure the Nintendo fans are just jumping up and down. April 1st. Yeah. Delay announcement on April 1st. No, Rockstar's not going to do that. Guys, this is... you know, maybe if it were 1998 or something like that, they would do something fun like that. But no, that's not going to happen. They're not. I don't think we're getting any April Fool. It's just not going to happen. Literally heard nothing about this game. Where did the rumor come from? You can Google it. But we covered it the other day. A GTA 6 o'clock. And they apparently have an inside source. And apparently they're reputable, so I don't... You know, it doesn't mean that it's coming to fruition, but... I bet they are downplaying how much of a hassle it was dragging... That's what I'm saying. That was the delay right there. When the employees had to go back to the office. And they could no longer work from home. That was the internal delay, at least. And now maybe they're trying to play catch-up, and that's why there isn't a trailer 2, because they would have to commit to a release date, and they don't know if they can hit that release date because they're playing crunch right now, and the employees are potentially upset about that. And of course, we're assuming here, but it sounds like that put some roadblocks into the timeline, and now that's why trailer 2 doesn't exist, because they would have to commit to a release date for trailer 2, and they can't do that right now because they don't know if they're going to hit the fall 2025 release window. If trailer 2 comes out, they have to update the release date at the end of the trailer to say, yes, it is coming fall 2025, or it has been delayed in 2026. And right now, I don't think they're still at that point where they can really come to a conclusion because of that shift last year from the actual employees working from home and going back mandatory work office. So I think that was the internal delay. No other GTA content creator, literally, not a single GTA 6 content creator brings that up when they talk about this game, and it's like that's the important factor that no one wants to talk about for some reason, because I guess it's not compelling, but that's where it stands. The May earnings call could be our next best bet for GTA 6 news. Well, hopefully we have some more information before then. GTA 6 will be woke DEI trash. Why do people care? The entire dev team has changed. Original devs are 100% gone. Well, yeah, we've talked about it from that perspective, but at this point, I guess that just doesn't even matter. I don't know. I've tried to tell people that this is going to be a different GTA. This is going to be a GTA by name, and it's going to be a very different experience, and a lot of people aren't going to be used to that. But it's a new Rockstar, and things have changed. The entire gaming landscape has changed. It's going to be less edgy. It's going to have less things that ruffle feathers. I mean, we've seen that with GTA 5. They've been censoring it to hell and back. It causes a huge shit show. My worker recently did a similar move. That's what I'm saying. So that was the delay early last year. It was reported by Jason Schreier, too, who obviously is reputable. But for some reason, these GTA content creators are not bringing that up, and I think that's an important factor in this discussion on why it's been so silent and why this is off the beaten path for what Rockstar does with marketing and things like that. I think that is the reason. I think that was the wrench that got thrown into the machine, and they had to figure out how to get that out as soon as possible. And now I think they're behind on schedule because of that shift early last year, and now they're playing catch-up to try and get to the finish line for fall of 2025, and everyone's crunching away. I think that's really what it's come down to. And I don't, it seems like that's what's going on here. But if that's not what's going on and there is no crunch, then the game probably, unless it's already done, which it should be at this point, the game has to be done, right? Like, the game has to be done. Do you think it's a shitty move from Rockstar being silent all that time? I think the trailer. I think the trailer should have came out. The trailer should have came. The trailer should have. They could have held off on the trailer. That's what I'll say. But I think putting that expectation out there and then staying silent for an entire year is just unheard of. I don't think anyone anticipated that. Yeah, we're going to have to wrap this up soon because we're at 9% battery. So we're going to go for a few more minutes here, and then we're going to wrap it up, folks. We're going to go for a few more minutes here, and then we're going to wrap it up here. 2 hour and 11-minute show. We're going to go for a few more minutes here, then we're going to wrap it up. As we are out of battery here. So we're going to refresh the chat here. And the chat is completely stalled, so... But I guess we're going to have to wait and see. That's the game we've been playing for a long time now. And World Class is the only one that's been covering this game consistently in a live environment. A lot of other people make videos on this game, but they don't stream or talk about it. You don't see that too often. I literally think I'm the only one. I follow the GTA content creators, Mr. Boss for the win, TGG, Dark Viper, all these other cats, and none of them are streaming a discussion show about GTA 6. It's not happening. And you could argue, well, they're not doing that because there's nothing to discuss, and it's like, I disagree. I can come out here every day and talk about this game. So I guess it's just a matter of perspective. But with that said, we're going to have to wrap this up, folks. No, we don't need to go any longer. I think 2 hours is plenty of time here. I said in 2024 it will come out in 2026, and I was told I was wrong. Well, the Rockstar fanboys are crazy. I mean, they want this game to come out, and I do too. But the reality of it as we get closer to fall 2025 is just not looking, it's not looking great right now. It's not looking great right now. It would be a surprise if GTA 6 Trailer 2 gets announced out of the blue without anything seeing it coming. Do I have an opinion on Half-Life 3? Yeah, no one cares about that game. That's my opinion on that game. The only people that... dude... it's the PC... The entire PC crowd cares about it, but outside of that, no one cares about it. And I don't... That's not to say that the game doesn't matter, but, like, bro... I never even cared about Half-Life 1 or 2. Like, that's a strictly PC thing. I don't... It's personal computer game. Like, it's not console. I mean, it was on console. I think Half-Life 2 was on console, or at least the first one on Xbox. But no one cares about Half-Life 3 unless you're a PC nerd. Compared to GTA 6, dude. Okay, Half-Life 3 versus GTA 6, which one wins? GTA 6 wins. Like, Half-Life 3 doesn't compare, dude. Like, this game would obliterate that in terms of sales and everything. Like, you couldn't... No one... Half-Life 3, okay, yeah, a bunch of boomer PC elitists are, you know, looking forward to Half-Life 3 for 25 years, 30 years. I mean, come on, man. It's the last Super Chat of the show. Shenanigan S is coming through in a way that makes sense to play us out.
Shenanigan S has just tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. Rockstar has to deliver graphic, violent, explicit pornographic
It's not going to happen, bud.
How will they deliver this kind of content to the public in a way that makes sense? It's time to pull the curtain back.
Well, it's not going to happen. They, like I said, this is GTA, but GTA by name only. This is a very different Grand Theft Auto. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to be violent. I'm not saying it's not going to have edgy things. Of course, we don't know. But if you know, Red Dead Redemption 2 has crazy gore, but that's a Western game set in like 1885. That's basically a fantasy game, right? Because no one, you know, it's a Western game, so you have a little bit more liberties. But when you make a modern day game, and you know. I can't get into it, but it's just like you can't have the gore from Red Dead 2 come into GTA 6. That's not how that's going to work, because the game would be AO and then they wouldn't be able to sell it. So they have to dial things back. This is going to be a surprise for a lot of people. This is going to be GTA by GTA name only. It's going to be a very different game within. It's going to be inspired by previous GTA games. Let's just say that. And we're not saying it's going to have. I don't know how to explain it. And obviously we don't know, we're surmising, but based off of the new Rockstar, I would go in expecting, you know, the gore, things like that. I mean, dude, you can't do it anymore. Like, you can't do it anymore, because now it's going to bring that conversation back up. Are video games too violent? It's going to be on Fox News. It's going to be on CNN. It's going to be on this. It's going to be on that. Okay, well, you know, little Johnny plays the game, and there's just like realistic violence playing out on the screen, and it's like, well, here we go again with this same conversation. So Rockstar's not doing that anymore. I'm not going to get into it, but it's just it's very evident that they've gone in a different direction since GTA 4, and if you look, you'll understand that that's all over with. So it's over. Don't buy Kingdom Come 2. It's a huge success. I have really bad takes. Kingdom Come 2 is a dead game. There's only about like how many, like 70,000 players still playing it. It just came out a month ago. Skyrim has more players than that, or at least, and that game came out how many years ago? Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it. That is going to do it, folks. We are running low on battery. We're going to wrap it up here at 5%. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, and supporting the show. Shenanigan asked for the last super chat there to play us out. But like I said, to recap here, over 460 days later, and we have nothing but radio silence since GTA 6 Trailer 1. Trailer 2 is rumored to release in April, which of course is next month, if that rumor is to be believed. And in my opinion, well, I think this is a fact at this point, GTA 6 will bring this gaming to the mainstream again, and that's going to be fun and exciting. So with that said, we do appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, and supporting the show, and we will see you later. It's over.